Good morning, my dear students. I hope you all are fine and safe at home. So, here I am with my lecture number 10 of Elementary Economics, class 9th. Students, in this chapter, we shall be covering the leftover topics of chapter number 3, that is, an economy, its sectors, basic concepts, and entities. So in the previous video we have discussed about the how the bonds are being formed and just various types of bonds. Plus we have also discussed the definition of goods. So in this video we shall be covering the types of goods, the meaning of goods, and the classification of the goods. So let's start, and those who are having any problem just mention in the comment section. Keep on revising all the topics. So the first, this topic we have already discussed in my previous video, but just for revision I'm going to quickly revise it. That what was the meaning of goods? Any tangible commodity. Tangible means which we can see and touch. Just any tangible commodity which we can see and touch, which we can see or touched, can be termed as good. So good means the tangible commodities which satisfy the human wants. It should be tangible commodity also, and it should also satisfy the human wants. Then only that commodity will be known as goods. So basically you can say that the human want can be fulfilled by two types of things. First is goods, first is goods, and second is services. So either the human wants are fulfilled by buying the goods, or it can be fulfilled by providing them services. So we have talked about goods, that what is the meaning of goods? Any tangible commodity which satisfy the human want can be termed as goods, and the meaning of services would be discussed in the later part of this video. So let's come to our next topic, that is classification of goods. Now there are various types of goods, so we are going to discuss one by one every type of good. Now first is free good and economic good. So see, the classification of goods can come in define also, can come in the difference form also. So it's better, students, you should remember the meaning of these goods very carefully. The first is free good and economic good. Now what is free good? Free good is a good which is a free gift of nature, which is provided by the nature, and that is free of cost. No cost is paid for obtaining that goods. For example, air and sunlight, we do not pay any price to buy the air. That is free, that is present in the nature. So all the goods which are present in the nature can be termed as free goods. So you need to learn the definition and also the examples. Now what are economic goods? Economic good is a good which is scarce, which is limited, and can be acquired only by paying its price. You have to that those goods which are scarce in nature and which can be acquired by paying, you have to buy that product. So those products can be known as economic good. For example, tables, any eatable item, furniture, just etc. Various other goods which you need to purchase are can be termed as economic good. So the goods which are present free of nature in the free gift of nature, that is free goods, and whatever good you have to purchase by paying a price, that is a economic good. So I hope so the difference is very much clear to you. Let's proceed to the point number 2, that is consumer and producer goods. Now the goods can be divided into two types: consumer goods and the producer goods. Now what are consumer goods? Consumer goods are those goods which are produced and directly consumed by the consumer. Those goods which a consumer consumes can be termed as consumer goods. For example, food items, clothing, magazines, whatever we purchase, whatever we consume, that can be termed as consumer goods. The name itself suggests that it is a consumer good. All the goods which are consumed, which are used by the consumers for their own benefit, is known as consumer goods. Now let's talk about what are producer goods. Now producer good is a good that is not used for direct consumption. First thing, producer goods are those goods which are not used for the direct consumption, means they cannot be used directly by the consumers. But for what purpose they are used? But for the purpose of producing other goods. So basically producer goods are those goods which are useful in producing the other goods. So for example, suppose a company is a factory is producing biscuits. So for making biscuits, flour is required. Can flour be consumed directly just in place of biscuits? No, flour cannot be consumed directly just in place of biscuit. Will be used in making the biscuit, and then this biscuit will be known as consumer goods, while flour will be used as producer goods, because flour is used in making the biscuits. So those goods which are used in making the consumer goods can be termed as producer goods. So it's very much clear. So producer goods are those goods which are not used for direct consumption. They are not consumed directly, but they are used for producing other goods, means consumer goods. And producer good is also known as capital goods. So don't get confused. It can be also called as producer good, or it can be also called as capital good. Now examples can be raw materials. So raw materials cannot be consumed directly. They need to be processed, they need to be transformed into a finished product, and then only they can be consumed by a consumer. Machines. So all those goods which are used in producing the consumer goods can be termed as producer goods, while consumer goods were those goods which were consumed directly by the consumers. So I hope so the difference is very much clear to you. Next is private and public goods. Now private goods are those goods which are consumed by the consumers individually, which a consumer consumes individually, which the consumer purchases for his own benefit. He will only use that product. Okay. Then example will be bread, cosmetic item, furniture. So whatever product the consumer is purchasing for his own benefit can be termed as private goods. Now let's talk about what are public goods. So public goods are those goods which are consumed by a group of individuals collectively. So those goods which are used by a group of individuals collectively can be termed as public goods. Like all public facilities like parks, roads, which is not used by a single individual but by a group of individuals collectively. So they are the public goods. Public goods can also be termed as the government goods because that are provided by the government. Like for example, all the public facilities, parks, roads, etc. So I hope so it is clear to you. Next, fourth is durable and non-durable goods. Now non-durable goods are those goods which must be consumed within a short span of time. They are also known as perishable goods. Just remember the other name also. It is also known as perishable commodities or goods. Now non-durable goods are those goods which must be consumed within a very short span of time. Means they cannot be kept for storage for a long period of time. They will get stale, they will get rotten. For example, eggs, milk, bread, these products cannot be kept for long in storage. You need to be consume you need to consume those products very fast, so that they may not get rotten, they may not get stale, they may not just not fit for consumption. So non-durable goods means the name itself suggests that those products which cannot, which must be used, which must be consumed within a very short span of time. They're also known as perishable goods, means they cannot be kept for long for storage. They must be consumed very fastly, otherwise they will not be fit for the consumption. While durable goods are those goods which can be consumed over a long period of time, means they will not get they will not destroy, or they will not get stale, they will not get rotten, they will not um, broken. So that can be consumed over a long period of time, like cars, refrigerators. It is not that you have to use within 1 or 2 days. You can keep those products for a long period of time, while those products, these products you need to consume very fast, within 1 or 2 days, otherwise they will get stale or not fit for the consumption. So I hope so you must have got the meaning of non durable and durable goods. Let's proceed to our next topic, next point, that is intermediate and final goods. Now this is a very important type of goods. Now intermediate goods which are produced for the purpose of being used in the production of other goods. So it is just similar to the producer goods and the consumer goods, which we have discussed in the previous slide. Producer goods and the consumer goods. Goods which are used for the purpose of being used in the production of other goods. Just for example, wheat is used in making biscuits. Wheat is used in making biscuits. So wheat will be known as intermediate good. Wheat will be known as intermediate good. Why? Because this wheat is being used in production of biscuits, and biscuits will be known as final good because they are directly consumed by the people. So intermediate goods are those goods which are used in making the final good, which are used in the process of making the final goods. So I hope so the meaning is very much clear to you. Goods which are used in the production of final goods can be termed as intermediate goods. For example, you can say wheat used in making biscuits, parts, various parts are produced in making the car. So those goods which help in the production of final goods. Basically, in simple terms, you can easily say that those goods which are used in the production of final goods can be termed as intermediate goods. And for the final goods, a good that is sold to a final consumer is a final good. So the products which the consumer buy can be termed as a final good. For example, car, biscuits, which are properly made by using intermediate goods. So I hope so the meaning is very much clear to you. It's very easy, it's not that difficult. Sixth one is necessaries, comforts and luxuries. So three types is divided. Necessaries first, the goods which are essential for leading a life. The goods are very much essential, and without it your survival hardly depends. So those goods can be termed as necessaries, means which are very essential for your survival. For example, food, clothing. Without clothing, you cannot survive in this world. So that are the essential items. Now, next is comforts. Now, there are certain goods which are not necessary for physical survival, but if consumed by the people, increases the comfort level. Example, transport sector. Now, comforts are those goods which are not very necessary. Just agreed that they are not very necessary, but if they are consumed by the people, increases the comfort level. Best example for this, to understand this, is suppose the people in the earlier days used to wash their clothes with their hands. So that was possible by washing the clothes with hands also. But with the development of technology, washing machines come. So they are not very essential for the survival. They are not very essential for the survival, but if the people purchases, so it will increase their comfort level. Now the people will not will not be will not be able to use their hands, will not be able to make their hands tired. They can use washing machines instead of. So comforts are not the necessary goods, but if consumed, they can increase the comfort level of the people. For example, transport sector. Earlier, the people used to work, um, just work with without using any transport. But with the development of transport sector, they can easily go from one place to another with the help of rickshaws, with the help of buses, trains. They can easily go from one place to another, which was not possible in the earlier days. So that has increased their comfort level. Now, what are luxuries? These are the goods which are required neither for physical existence nor for attaining any comfort. So luxuries are not there for any physical survival, are not present for increasing the comfort level. They are only consumed for showing your status or prestige. They are present only to show your status or any prestige, just your demand in the society. Just for example, expensive cars, they are not necessary for any physical survival, neither for increasing your comfort, because a simple car, a normal car, ordinary car can also provide you a comfort. But expensive, but if you are purchasing expensive car, that means you are showing your status or prestige, and that will come in the category of luxurious items. Jewelry, so they are not very essential, but they are purchased for showing a status or prestige, so that will come in the luxurious item. Try to differentiate among these three: necessary, comforts, and luxuries. So I hope so you must have got this topic, and whatever I've taught you today, just keep on revising the students all the topics, the previous chapters also. And thank you for watching. uh, Till then, be safe at home, and do like and subscribe my channel. Have a nice day.